Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jekyll Geek's RPG Realm. I am Jekyll Geek, and this is my RPG Realm. In our last episode of the Land of Eam solo play, I finished my character creation for Jecky and decided that he has a friend called Chester the Imp. And I'm going to use Chester the Imp as a secondary PC to go along with Jackie on his adventures because Jackie, even though he's a decent character, he's a bard who can only sing at his opponents for 1d4 -1 damage, and he probably needs friends. So we'll have a new character we call Chester the Imp. Okay, and we can start about character creation now for him as well. Let's see. Go to character creation. Okay. We know that he is an imp. Well, figure out what class he is. Um, there are 6 classes in the land of Eam, and I do not want to create another bard. And he is an imp and not a gnome, so that leaves it down to one of 4 classes. And let's just roll to see what class Chester is. Okay, 1. Bard. Okay, Chester is a dungeoneer, which is a guy who likes to go into dungeons. Not a not a fighter or a thief, or what this RPG calls a knight errant or a rascal, but a dungeoneer is something else. And let's see. Yep, a dungeoneer. And let's see his gear. And let's see what a dungeoneer can do. Okay, so we have the dungeoneer, which has some gear and an underling, and we'll have to and one ability, which is underling gear, and I picked the reconnoiter skill, which means that once per session, Chester the Imp can make a realms check to sort of make up a factor rumor, sort of a narrative hand wavery thing, which is nice. Nice to be able to do. So he has that. And let's go back to character creation. Classes, let's see. And he is an imp, so let's go to imps. Okay. Boggles, gnomes, human imps. Okay. He is small, and we can figure out 2 of his skills, which, let's see. I'm not going to deal with Chester's skills online. I'm going to deal that with offline, but we can do stuff like his skills and his personality. Let's see. Imp tricks. I'm going to say he has imp tricks and speed. Yeah, it does not like my spelling. Imp tricks. Um, okay, let's try imp wings. But since he took two two perks, Chester has a, let's see, a bad reputation. So he has a deficiency in seeming trustworthy. which goes along with the rude and stuff. Yeah, he's not the talky person. We'll have Jecky be the, what do you even call it, face of the party. And, huh, now we have to select a homeland for Chester. The used to be forest, the drippy downs, the crack, or the underlands. Let's, okay, drippy. I'm just interested in seeing, yeah, I'm going to pick Underlands, since Chester can be from the underground, and he has a proficiency in seeing in the dark, and one into hiding, which sounds like a very important seeing in the dark and hiding for his proficiencies. And yeah, that looks very important now. If you're hiding, looks very important if you're small and tend to offend people. So we'll go back to Chester's background, which I think that would be more important to deal with. Okay, let's see. What is Chester's background? Why did he become a dungeoneer? Okay, so Chester Chester likes knowledge, which is good to note, and his ideal 3. What is a 3? Um, mm, let's see. That doesn't sound like Chester. He's not the kind of he has very little body to put on. I think he'd be more solve a problem with ingenuity. Unless, yeah, I can. The thing is, I can roll a flaw or choose one, so choose an ideal. So it's not like I cheated. So that is the important thing to note. And now we can have a flaw. See what is his flaw. Yeah, greed gets the best of him. Greedy. Okay, and what is his personal quest? Okay. Okay, make first contact. Let's see if there's hmm. What would make Chester want to make first contact with? I think there might be people in the far reaches of the eastern mountains. Mountain people, contact, and trade. That would make sense why Chester would be friends with Jecky. And his relationship would be 7. What is a 7 for an engineer? Okay, so he sort of has a character that's not his normal underling. I, we can figure out what would be Chester's sort of underling as opposed to his actual underling. Yeah, Chester might be a bit bossy, so we'll have to play that up in his character. And let's see. Yeah, let's. I think Chester needs like a weapon, which. Yeah, we're gonna give him. Let's see, is it dungeoneering? He has a wizard's staff, can't use magic, two-handed weapon. And the thing is, you can one of the things you can do for inventory is oh, let's see, what was equipment? Yeah, the thing is, instead of just rolling your equipment, you can just have a weapon. And I will say he has a quarterstaff that he has uh, found somehow, and uses it as his weapon, and sort of a 10-foot pole. Less than 10 feet because Chester is just a small little imp, but useful for finding out traps nonetheless. And I think that will be it for Chester the imp. And I hope you. And I think in our next episode of the Land of Eam solo play, Jecky and Chester will actually start adventuring. And that will be hopefully entertaining and thrilling for all of our viewers. And I hope you found this episode entertaining and educational in the narrow area of the lands of Eam. Well, actually, not lands, but the land of Eam. There's only one of those. So, RPG, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.